Hello, everyone, and welcome back to BSG Annual 2018. Apologies for the crash just now. Apparently, that was a thing. Anyway, Evoland, any percent. Last year during Annual, we did 100% here, so I figured we'd switch it up and do any percent this year. Anyway, I'm ready when you guys are, so we good? Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, Evoland is a really cool little quirky game where now you guys may have seen some RPGs, and Evoland is a little bit different than that, in that it's an RPG where rather than or being able to upgrade your character and get better equipment and the likes as you go on. Instead, you don't upgrade your character, but rather you upgrade the game. So you've got chests for like movement, save tiles, which we're actually going to pick up solely because it's a marathon run, color, because, that's not unimportant, and all that kind of stuff. So with every single chest we get, and with every single quest that we complete, we're going to try to actually evolve the game around us. Now, I should probably say right now we only have 1 life because we haven't actually unlocked any lives yet, so any hit will kill me, which is why I'm being a little bit careful around here.
May I, real quick, say something?
Yep, go ahead.
Did you know that Anonymous is a pretty cool dude? He just donated €5. Yeah, €5.
Yeah, oh, that's cool. Thank you, Anonymous. So yeah, here we have these 2 little guards. They unlock as soon as I get close enough to them. I need to hit them 3 times, and I can't hit them in the back or from the front. And then after we kill them, we get the inventory, which is probably one of the most glitched things in the game. We're going to use that for quite a few minor glitches. We also just unlocked turn-based battle, and right now we need to kill exactly 4 enemies before we can move on. Ideally, I'd see an encounter with 1 slime and an encounter with 3 slimes, or 2 encounters with 2 slimes. Slime Emok is fine as well, as long as I get 2 encounters on the next one. We need exactly 4 enemies in order to get just barely enough money to buy the sword and armor, which we need in order to be able to progress the game. So we get mode 7, and we're just going to run around the world map for a little bit, get 2 more kills. So double slime, this is nearly perfect in terms of grind encounters. Double slimes is one of the best outcomes. And there we go, that gets us enough money. And we're going to move on. Now again, we've got 4 of these knights. Same story as before, but I am going to quickly grab that safety save before we move on. Because again, 1 hit still kills me. And it's kind of easy to take a single hit. And once we kill them, we get the chest for the village. Now, we're going to unlock NPCs, but none of the NPCs will actually talk to me because I'm just a little kid. So we're going to grab the seed over here, which is going to evolve me into just an adult character. And now people will actually talk to me, which is kind of convenient. We're not going to actually talk to just about anyone, though, as I need 1 more chest on this end, which is going to allow me to actually enter buildings. Kind of convenient. There we go. You got enter houses. Now we can freely invade people's privacy. Over here we have the shopkeeper, as well as 50 gil, and we need those 50 gils to buy a copper armor and a long sword, and with that we get the equipped achievement, which actually allows us to continue. Now the difference between, there's actually like 2 categories in this game. We've got any percent, which is the main category, which just requires us to beat the final boss as quickly as we can. We also have the 100% category, which requires us to get every single achievement in the game. It's a really cool little category, but not a lot of people run it, unfortunately. So yeah, after we get out of town, we get into a fight with 3 scavens in a forced random encounter as we try to save this girl over here. She introduces herself. Her name is Kairis. Totally not a reference to Iris from FF7. And we're going to move on. We get to also name our own character, who's named Clink. Totally not a reference to Cloud and Link. And, well, we're just going to run from every single random encounter here. We don't actually have to kill any random encounters in this part of the game anymore. And we already did our fair share of killing. I think that'll be enough for the rest of the game. There are a few bosses we still need to kill, and there will be like non-random encounters, but that's a different story. We are going to get the experience points, which is going to allow us to get some levels. And I actually do need that chest in order to get level 3 off of the boss fight coming up. Because with level 3, the final boss will just, or one of the last bosses will be a little bit easier. Using the life fountain just to quickly refill my health and make sure that I have a save point in case things go wrong. Shouldn't happen, but you know, marathon luck can always kick in, I suppose. And I'm going to attempt a little bit of a glitch here. As I step onto this button, I'm going to go into the menu. Fortunately, I got an encounter there. Yeah, the idea is I'm going to go into the menu, and I'm going to try to cancel like, normally if you trigger a cutscene, you get stuck for a little bit until, like, the noise plays of the achievement. But with doing it like that and canceling, or going into the menu and canceling as I trigger the cutscene, I can move while the cutscene plays, which saves a little bit of time. So this is the Guardian of the Crystal, Kefka's ghost. Again, totally not a reference to FF6 or anything. So yeah, after the first 2 hits, the battle triggers. This fight is kind of a reference to a lot of the Final Fantasies, in where it's a fight that initially, yeah, it basically just does this. You can hit it for a while and then goes into an immunity phase where it'll counter you if you hit it, and then it'll go back into being able to get hit. Normally, it'll take me 3 cycles to get him down. Very rarely it's possible to get 2, but it's incredibly hard to actually get that. You kind of need the hits to work out, and it hasn't really done that so far, so he's probably going to get another invincibility phase. Yeah. To be expected, to be honest. We just wait for that to run out. And now I should be able to kill him before he goes into another invincibility phase. There we go. We get level 3, and that unlocks the next part, which is going to give us 3D. So with 3D mode unlocked, we're going to grab this chest over here. This is probably one of the most important chests in the game. It gets us life hearts, meaning we don't actually die in one hit anymore. Kind of convenient. And we're actually going to make our way through the very same area that we started the game at. This is actually the same area, just a different part of it. And we are going to cross back into that very same area, but then in the 3D mode. So you'd almost not recognize it anymore by that point. It's going to make sure I get rid of those bats. There we go. Now we're back in the part where we started the game. And I guess with that, as we make our way through this place, Jess, if you have anything to say, now's a good time, I suppose?
Do I have something to say? I probably have something to say. Let me see if there is something to say. And there is something right here. Thank you for watching the Benelux Speedrunners Gathering. We organize monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners. We're streaming for you live from Bladel, the Netherlands right now, although we normally have a different location for our monthly events. Thank you to ESA for supporting the event and for allowing us to stream on their channel for the first time in, ever. They provide us with additional equipment as well as experience and knowledge, which we're all very grateful for. Do you need anything else?
I'll take it from here. You can continue in a little bit. So we just got out of that area. I got life drops, which is another very important one. And we're going to now come up to the longest dungeon in the game, the Noria Mines. There's actually a cutscene skip that we're going to do here. By approaching the chest, by staying low there and then approaching it from like slightly on the right, I can actually skip the cutscene that would normally play there. So we're going to press some pressure plates, and this is where a lot of that menu trick that I did earlier is going to come into play. So here you'll notice I've moved at least a little bit. Not as much as I would have liked, but little bits of movement can be done sometimes. Basically, this entire place just does a lot of those, and we're gonna try to do another cool one over here. This one's probably my favorite, although it's also one of the harder ones. So this is a trap room, and we're gonna kill some bats, and I'm gonna kill that bat. Probably grab that heart. Gonna go into the menu. I'm actually gonna wait here, because this allows me to walk with the menu still active, which allows me to do this, and that just looks really funny.
Because swag strats are worth a lot.
Exactly. It's actually fastest. It's also the fastest strat there. So it's not just a swag strat. It's actually kind of fast. It saves like 3 seconds, I believe. So another pressure plate here. Because the mage pushed me on it, I wasn't able to get into the menu in time. That mage is being a real pain right now. And we're going to do another little maze over here where we're going to get a key. And basically that's kind of just how this dungeon goes. We're going to step by step make our way through this place, solving every little puzzle one at a time. There will be some extra damage boosts and whatnot that I'll be doing later on, but we'll only be doing that towards the end of this place. There is another room coming up in a little bit that I'll probably need to explain as well. Pretty cool room as well. Just try and keep kind of high in health here. I kind of want to keep my health somewhat high, because there's a few tough rooms coming up. So this is the first one. I'm actually going to go down here and then walk around. And that's to manipulate the skeleton to actually move to the right down at the statue first, which gives me a little bit more time to do this pushable block sequence, do the menu cancel as we did before. There we go. Apparently that wasn't the case. Okay. So we go over here. We push this one. And actually, I'm going to keep the menu open again here, similar as to what I did before. And we're just going to walk all the way around. Through the gate. I'm actually just going to pass through the gate. Normally, there'd be 3 skeletons in there that I would have normally have to kill. But because we actually did that menu trick, those never actually got to spawn with me in the room. So I can just keep moving on. So this little guy is a pain. The only way to kill him is to push him into that hole, which can be kind of time-consuming sometimes. Gonna move over here. There's 2 pressure plates. The first one is always the wrong one, regardless of which one you take, and then the second one will actually help me unlock the gate. Set of whirlwinds here, and then we're gonna do some puzzles. And while I do these, just feel free to continue.
And continue I shall, with giving a quick word about our sponsor, ViewSonic, who supports this event with several monitors for the streaming area, as well as several practice monitors. Obviously, with minimum latency for speed and accuracy, they simply understand gamers and want to show their support to continue BSG and to spread love to gamers in Europe. If you're a Twitch Prime user, you can consider using your free monthly subscription as well, right here on the ESA channel. You will get access to both the ESA and BSG emotes, and you get to support both events. You could also do that with, your normal subscription if you decide to go that way, or you decide to do, neither. We're fine with everything because, we just like showing you all this cool stuff.
Yeah, we just like to share the love, right?
Yes, share the love.
So, if you think it's cool, it's always, we always like it when people help us.
Plus, there are some really cool emotes.
Also, there's some really cool emotes, and I mean, it does actually help the event stay in existence, so that's a thing. So yeah, here we're gonna actually, I'm gonna do some lava boosts. Hashtag BSG, or ESA lava boost. So yeah, now we're down to 1 heart. And I actually want to do that for a death warp coming up. Now, normally I would try to go a little bit lower in health, go to like half a heart, or ideally even a quarter of a heart. But because, it's a marathon, I figured I'd play it kind of safe. So in this room, there's actually the key to the boss door. Or rather, the chest that creates the boss door. And now, normally, in order to get back, I'd have to kill every single enemy in that room. And that'll set me back to pretty much the start of the dungeon. What I could also do, and which is quite a bit faster, and we're speedrunners after all, is I just die. And continue the game. And because it was a death warp, it still remembers me picking up the chest, meaning the boss door is still there, meaning I can just go on, I'm at full health, and I'm ready to go fight the boss. So, quite convenient if you ask me. Now, this is actually kind of a fun boss fight, because it's actually the most difficult boss fight in the 100% run, but it's the easiest boss fight in the any percent run. The problem in 100% is that there is an achievement tied to this boss if you defeat him with still full health by the end of the fight. So, basically meaning you need to do this fight damageless. In any percent, however, at least for any 100% runner, this fight becomes quite easy because I can actually take damage and not have to worry about it. I mean, if we have to do this damageless regularly, then being able to take damage shouldn't be much, or shouldn't make this a very hard fight, right? I did take a little bit of damage, but not too much so far. Okay, so we're going to do a similar trick, and I'm going to use that to actually pick up a sword in a moment. The legendary sword. But not quite in the way that you would expect it to. So we're going to grab the chest, and there we go. We're going to do some random dancing for a little bit, because that's cool. I mean, I know this isn't initial D, but lots of random dancing going around. And we're going to try to clip through this chest over here. There we go, first try. That chest has every single random encounter in it for the rest of the game. Which is, this is the reason we don't find any random encounters anymore. We just literally skip the chest.
Am I allowed to quickly say something completely unrelated to anything as a hosting duty?
Sure.
That sword looks awfully familiar.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty much the sword from Final Fantasy VII. Because this is totally not a ripoff, or it's totally not referencing a lot of stuff from FF7. This is Sid, by the way. We're going to talk to him for a little bit. Notice Sid with an S, not a C, so it's not a complete ripoff. But yeah, he tells us a bit about what we have to do and about how Zephyros, he's causing some trouble. And in order to help fight Zephyros, we need to find 2 pieces of an amulet, which will allow us to enter the Black Citadel and, well, fight him. So now we're going to have to fight the 2 pieces to get into the Black Citadel, which requires me to talk to a bunch of people. Now, there is actually another skip in a little bit that I'm actually not going to do because it's a controller-only skip and I run on keyboard. If you enter the town at a very specific angle, it's actually possible to, instead of entering the town in front of the town, or sorry, in the back of the town, to go back to the front of the town, which actually saves me a little bit of walking around. I think it's like 15 seconds or so that you save with it, but like I said, it's controller exclusive and I run on keyboard, so not much of an option there.
Is there any advantage in that case to keyboard over controller, or just personal preference?
No, it's controller is slightly faster because of that one skip. That's basically the one difference, which is also why almost all of the runners run on a controller. I just don't have a proper controller for it, so I decided to run keyboard, and I kind of stuck with that. Yeah, I think controller is like 15 seconds faster over keyboard or something. I will say Evoland is really, really bad at recognizing controllers, though, so that's kind of a thing. Just small disclaimer there. I remember a buddy of mine, Zandercha, did he? Yeah, he ran earlier in this event. He did this game for the 12-hour challenge. Oh, there, we just finally got the sword, by the way. And he got to struggle with how much of a pain it was to properly set up a controller. So now we just need to talk to the kid, and that'll get us the bombs, and it'll allow us to enter the next dungeon. So yeah, if you have anything else, go ahead.
There was one more little thing that I did want to mention, but didn't have the time for last time. During BSG Annual, we have a little giveaway-like thing. Any donation over €5 over the course of the event will make you eligible for one of 10 Action Hank Steam codes. Kindly donated to us by True Black Shark.
Yep, that was kind of cool that he just, you know, just gave us a bunch of Steam codes for that to hand out to all of you guys.
Yeah, just gifts for everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, he is the Action Hank runner, so it's appropriate as well. Thought that was kind of cool. So yeah, this is the Sacred Forest, or Sacred Grove, or whatever it's called. I don't even remember the name. It doesn't really matter. This is also where we get introduced to a new mechanic, which is time travel. Every single time we hit a crystal, we get traveled back to the 2D section or the 3D section, depending on what we're going to send to. So we'll use this crystal, get back to 3D, and this is kind of a mechanic that a lot of little puzzles are involved into. What we're going to do is we're going to get our last item, the bow, and the bow is kind of cool. We can do a lot of minor little glitches using the bow, especially in this dungeon, which actually saves quite a bit of time. This is also the room where we do an actual, like, proper lava boost. How's that? I heard some of you guys like lava boosts.
I heard it was pretty cool.
Yeah, we pick up the bow here, and there we go. Lava boost! And we're out of the dungeon. So yeah, you're kind of supposed to walk all the way back, but screw that. So yeah, this is another one of those menu glitches, and this actually allows me to entirely skip this little puzzle by having the crystal trigger after where it's originally supposed to trigger. So it's another one of those cool little things. This one we're just going to place a bomb and we can still skip the entire puzzle again. There is a common theme with skipping puzzles in this dungeon, especially in any percent. So we go to the other side over here. That allows us to shoot this one. Now we're gonna just make sure that cutscene plays as short as possible and move down here. There is still another really cool trick coming up in a little bit, but first I need to set up for that just a little bit. So we're gonna cut these 3 bushes, and I'm gonna go down here, make sure that bat is out of the way. That bat can really troll you if you don't kill him. I've regularly, instead of shoot what I wanted to shoot, just the bat get in my way somewhere, and then I killed the bat and not actually what I needed to kill. So yeah, we shoot these, and we light up a torch on the other end, and we burn down the little tree over there, which now means we've changed the future. Yeah, going around, there's actually a 1 pixel trick that I can do in order to skip another puzzle in this dungeon by going over here, slightly to the side, and there we go, got it first try. That skips that entire puzzle, no problem. I'm seeing some of those pressure plates, and you guys probably know what that means, right? We're gonna push it on, go into the menu. I'm gonna, again, wait for this one to show up, and we're gonna just go this way. Now, this is a room where I do actually have to kill everything. Luckily, now that we have the bow, the skeletons become pretty easy because they're just a single arrow. The mages, which are also kind of annoying, we can actually very easily kill with a bomb and then going into the menu. When I place the bomb and I go into the menu, the mage will disappear, but its hitbox will still be there, so I can still end up hitting it. And with a bomb, it's a one-shot, so it works out nicely. Now, the idea is we want to leave that room with as much health as we can, and I'd say that succeeded pretty well. The more health we have coming out of that place, the easier the next dungeon is going to be, so it's always kind of something we want to pay attention to. Over the pressure plate over here. And that is 1 amulet done, 1 more to go. We're going to go back into town, and we're going to trigger yet another little glitch, and this one is called text box walking. Now, there is a way to text box walk in town during the first cutscene as well, but it's kind of precise, and I'm not super comfortable with it, so that's why I don't do it in a run like this. So this is one of those cases. This is, by the way, a glitch that is exclusive to any percent. In 100%, you cannot actually trigger this glitch because you have too many cards. But basically, I triggered a text box, but for some reason, there's one NPC that if you don't have enough cards, the text box doesn't close as you walk away from the character. As such, I can talk to a different character, open up that text box, and it doesn't close for exactly that same reason, causing me to be allowed to walk with that text box in place. Now, this text box very specifically has a heal and a save, a full heal and a save. However, I do have to pick up 2 treasure chests before I want to use the heal ideally. This is the first one. I need to really pay close attention to my health here. Okay, there we go. That worked out quite well, actually. Ideally, you want to use the heal as close to or immediately after picking up that different kind of health bar, because that'll give me a lot more to work with here. And now we're just gonna walk through this entire place. We're gonna ignore every single enemy because we don't care for enemies. We're just going to try to dodge their hits as best we can, although those fireballs have been hitting me pretty hard. And fireballs deal quite a lot of damage, actually. We'll see how far we can get. The floor is going to glitch out a little bit because I've not really been picking up any treasure chests, because picking up treasure chests is slow, but it just looks a little bit glitchy. Other than that, this is very normal. Okay, we gotta get through these.
Wait, it's very... The floor is weird, but the rest is normal, so we're ignoring the giant horde of monsters.
Yes. We are very much ignoring the giant horde of monsters. What do we care? You can actually soft lock the game, by the way, by doing this if you save too close to the edge, so that's why I save a little bit in the center there. There's one more group of enemies over here. I'll probably have to kill at least a few here. If only because I need the health. Okay, well, we got some health. Oh wait, there's another health over there. Should be enough for me to be able to defeat the boss. So yeah, this is the Undead King. And there is a pretty easy way to kill the Undead King. You see, the fireballs are the main damage dealer for this guy. And something we can easily avoid by getting him stuck behind a thing like that. And we just wail at him. He does deal damage because his physical hits do still hit me, but I deal significantly more damage to him than he deals to me. And as such, you know, this fight becomes pretty... He's spawning a lot of bats. It's really good when he spawns a lot of bats in 100%. Not so much in any percent. Although it doesn't really matter either. And that is the Undead King. And with plenty of health left to make it out of here safely, we're going to go back to our guy, and it's on to what is technically the final boss. However, once we defeat this boss, it is not yet time. There is another one later on.
Do we have a name for this final boss?
He is called Zephyros.
I was hoping for something else, but, you know, I can't complain about the game's naming.
Yeah, no, I know. It's not Dark Mind, but it's close. He is Zephyros, the final boss of the game. So yeah, I just buy a bunch of potions there. The main reason we want the potions is because I'm about to head into the Black Citadel. And in the Black Citadel, we're gonna take a lot of hits. This is a turn-based fight. This is the only other time that we still get to use the potions, but we really need some potions here. So yeah, as we enter the Black Citadel, we meet Zephyros, and we're gonna just fight him because that's just what we do. So yeah, Zephyros has 1000 HP. And the fight itself is pretty straightforward. It's 2 phases. The first phase, or rather 3 phases technically, I guess. In the first phase, we're gonna just deal 200 damage at minimum. More is fine, but we need to deal at least 200 damage. After that, he goes into his powerful attack, which is the second phase. where I do need to still attack him to move forward time, but other than that, I don't technically have to attack him. And then in the third phase, we're actually going to be defeating him. Pretty much deal like 600 damage in one hit. So yeah, most of the time I'll have Clink on doing healing if need be, and Kyrus using the X Crystal, because the X Crystal on average deals slightly more damage than Clink's physical attacks deal on average. Yeah, I just need to stall out his health. We are going to try to stay under like 65 or so HP without going... or without going like under about 33. That's about the range we want to be in as he goes into the next phase. So unfortunately, we're kind of high on health right now. Yeah, okay, so we're going into the next phase, and we're really high on health, which is actually kind of bad. Yeah, he goes for his powerful attack. He starts charging it up. Kame. You probably guessed what's going here, right? Kame. There we go. Kamehameha Wave. So yeah, this is what can happen when you're high health. Kyrus surviving with 7 HP. Which unfortunately... Okay, he did go for a regular attack. He can also charge up another Kamehameha Wave, which is really slow. But yeah, once that part of the fight is done, we, well, have some sad news, because Zephyros doesn't attack here. And unfortunately, that means the end for Kyrus. And that, when I say the end of Kyrus, I mean she's actually dead, and we will not be using her anymore. So yeah, that awakens our special abilities, which means we can summon Babamoot. This is the most powerful attack in the game. Babamoot kills any enemy and deals exactly the amount of HP that it has left. Just 100% of remaining HP. So, yeah. That is Babamoot. And that means Zephyros is down. However, he goes to the mana tree in order to restore some health. We get level 4, but we don't really need that level. So we're going to go back to our guy and see if we can find a way to get to the mana tree. Yeah, we have to walk all the way through town again and get back to Sid, who is going to give us the high wind. Hey, here we go. Almost there. So yeah, everybody in town is sad, and everybody's like, there's no more hope, and then they realize that there is hope because I can still defeat Zephyros. And with that, you know, he gets us the airship because they know that I need to travel to the mana tree in order to get to Zephyros. Make sure that we avenge Kyrus' death. So yeah, now that we have the airship, it's on to the final boss of the game.
Still the same guy as last time, right?
Still the same guy as last time. There we go. We're just going to park our ship over here right in front of the mana tree, and it's on to the final boss. The final boss consists of 3 phases. You'll see he's grown quite a bit. In the first phase, we're going to get rid of his hands. In the second phase, we're going to get rid of the armor. And in the third phase, we're going to actually fight Zephyros himself. Time will be after the last text box closes after the third phase. So yeah, it is possible to hit every hand 3 times, but it's really precise to get that done. By just holding space, you can pretty consistently hit him twice. That was a triple. Nice. See if we can get another triple. Unfortunately not. Still, that means one hand is dead. Every hand takes 10 hits. Okay, that was a good triple. It was almost a triple. That was a triple. Okay. We get the next one as a double. Nice. Very good first phase. 2, 3, 4, 5. Two, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two, 3, 4, 5. Okay, pretty average second phase. On to the third phase. Now, the third phase is going to consist of either red balls or blue balls. The blue balls we can cast back. The black ones, or the blue ones. No, the red ones we cannot cast back. The blue ones we can. We need to hit them 4 times, and that'll finish the fight. That is 1. These are completely RNG, by the way. 2. 3, so get ready on time. Blue ball, please. Time. I'm gonna really quickly check something. Is that 36 is a solid time? Okay, no, it's not a PB. So my PB is a 35, so it was pretty close. I was like, this could maybe be? I didn't think it was, but I wanted to be sure. But yeah, that is Evoland any %. Hope you guys enjoyed. I believe next up is Bleed, or SM64 DS, one of the two. Either way, both of those are coming up later tonight, I believe. So pretty cool stuff coming up next. That'll be it for me for today. I'll be back tomorrow evening with some Final Fantasy. Enjoy the next couple of runs, and hope to see you guys around.